Welcome to this beginners 12-12-12 series, 12 exercises, 12 minutes for 12 days. We're going to stay on the mat, so we're going to get up and down. We're going to do things down on the mat, lying on the back, on our hands and knees. And the first one we're going to start with is some nice gentle mountain climbs. So we're just bringing knee up to the elbow. Belly button's in. Nothing crazy speed-wise on a beginner's. I'm just bringing knee to the elbow. Anytime you want to bring yourself down on your knees and have a rest, feel free to do so. But if you can stick with the full minute of knee to elbow, keep going. Last few on each side, and then we're going to come back down to the mat and lie on our back. Sadly, not for a rest. We're going to lift the head and shoulders, but we're going to think about reaching hand to opposite knee. So we've got a bit of rotation. Try and get the chin tucked in a little bit. Hand to opposite knee. In a bit of twist, bit of rotation. Lifting rib to opposite hip, hand to opposite knee, and then we are thinking about some side plank. So we're going to be on an elbow, going to have knees bent. We're just going to lift the hip. We're going to hold it here until we get to that halfway stage of the minute, and then we're going to switch it round. So knees are on the mat, elbows on the mat, hips are lifted. A few more seconds, then we're going to switch it round to the other side. Knees are bent, hips lifted. That top arm is resting on the top hip, top side of the body. Get those hips up. Last few seconds before we come and lie on our mats once again. And we think about some crunches. So we're just going to lift head and shoulders off the mat. Lifting, lowering. You wish to support the head with the hands, feel free to do so, but try not to yank your head off your neck. So we're thinking ribs, the hips. Try not to push the feet into the floor. Clenching the bum, keep that relaxed. Sliding the rib cage down if you want. You can think about fingertips towards the knees. Last few seconds. And where are we off to next? There to downward dog. So we're going to come onto our hands once again. We are going to try keep the knees off the mat. We start in this position with the knees lifted. We take the hips up, belly buttons in, brace through the center. If you can keep the knees off the mat, fine. Take the hips up, drop the heels down, belly buttons in, knees gently float down towards the mat. Try not to put them on the mat. If you do need a rest, a break in between, feel free to do so. Otherwise, hips high, knees down, belly buttons in, hips high, knees down. Last one. And then we're going to think about some floor jacks. So we're going to have hands on the mat once again. We're going to come up this long position, tap the toe out to the side, bring it back. Tap the toe out to the side, bring it back. Belly buttons in. Make sure you're not sinking into the lower back. Almost think tailbones tucked under, ribs and hips closer together. So we got that engagement with the abdominal muscles. Anytime you want to rest, feel free to bring the knees back down onto the mat. Otherwise, we keep going with that foot movement out to the side. One more each leg, and then we're going to come back down to the mat, lying on our back, and think about some bridge. So we are going to think about the back side, hamstrings switching on, bring the hips up, and then we gently lower them back down. Hips up, then lower. So if you can, think about ribs, hips, knees in one line. Last two. Last one. And then we're coming back down. We are thinking, staying lying on our back, we're going to think about lifting the feet off the mat in this one. And then hands behind the head, elbow to knee. In the direction of. Doesn't have to touch, but in the direction. So again, we're thinking about lifting, head, one shoulder comes up and over. Try to keep the knees level. So we keep the hips pointing up towards the ceiling. Try not to pull with the arms, try not to yank the head off the neck. Two more each side. One more each side. There we go. Fantastic. And then the feet can come back down onto the mat. And then we're thinking about some plank. But we're going to be on our knees. So we have shoulders over the elbows. Knees are going to be slightly back. So we've got the hips forwards of the knees. Try not to let the head drop down towards the floor almost. Think backs of the ears up towards the ceiling. Tailbones tucked under. Rib cage slides down. Those abdominal muscles are braced, connected in between the ribs and hips. Don't want to feel anything in the lower back. Come on, last few seconds. Belly buttons in. And that's that minute over, just two to go. So what are we doing? We're lying on our back once again. And we're thinking about gently lifting the hips off the mat. Head and shoulders relaxed. Use the hands, use the shoulders a bit, but really try and get the hips to lift. Don't have to worry about them going too far. Come on. What we got left? Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Fantastic. And then we are thinking about plank with some rotation. We bring one knee off, one arm up, we drop it back down, we go round to the other side. So one knee stays on, other leg long, and then chest comes round, hips come round, arm goes up towards the ceiling. Fantastic. So you can think about if balance is an issue, take that foot out to the side a little bit more, and that will help you with that balance. We want to think about the twist, hips come round, keep going. Good. Okay. Keep going with these. Anytime it's too much on the wrists, drop down onto your elbow. Same movement. You're getting hips round, chest round. Two more each side. Fantastic, brilliant. And if that was helpful, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Stay tuned for some more 12, 12, 12. 12 exercises, 12 days, 12 minutes coming your way very shortly. Thank you very much.